where suddenly you have clarity. There's a moment where you can see beyond what you thought was true. And that moment happened to me in steps before it was finally blown away. And so for me, I was always this person that was striving, that was wanting, that was fearless, and was prepared to do whatever it took to step into what I needed to step into or what I thought I needed to step into. And so from a very young age, I knew that I would be going to university. I knew that I would do well in the corporate sector. I knew that I would do whatever I wanted to do. And the reason why I knew that was because I knew that I was prepared to always do whatever it took. That I would always make it happen. I would always take action. I would always step into whatever I needed to step into, no matter how fearful I felt. Resonating? And yeah, that works for a time. It does. I worked 22 years in the corporate sector, kept climbing that ladder, achieving the next goal, got myself into jobs where I had no clue what I was doing, felt like an imposter, but still became successful because I put everything into it no matter what. And then in 2010, when I decided that I needed to follow my heart and open up my hypnotherapy business, again, I threw myself into it, created a very successful business very early in the piece, and was able to replicate my corporate salary very early on, was able to teach other practitioners to do the same, and I just kept going and going and going and going. And all of this activity, you are running on adrenaline when it's very much achievement focused, when it's very much what's the next thing, what's the next goal, and it's always more, more, more. You can never have enough. You can never have enough followers. You can never have enough money. You can never have enough offerings that you're offering people. There's always the next thing, the next launch, the next funnel, the next this. And I got myself to a state where I didn't know this, but my adrenal system was actually at critical levels. And in fact, I did learn this because I did go to the naturopaths and they did tell me this, but I didn't know any other way of doing life. This is who I was. I was this achievement-focused, perfectionist, controlling, intense person that would always be doing, always doing, always doing. And I didn't know that having your nervous system feel as if it was always on alert was not normal. It was absolutely not normal. And so the big moment came to me when I had an awakening of the truth of the way we were taught and trained to live in the world, which keeps us captive. We think that we are these entrepreneurs and that we are free and that we do what we want to do, and yet we just are, in fact, slaves again. It's just that when I was in the corporate world, it was obvious because I was working for somebody else. And when you're working for yourself, it's not obvious because you think, well, it's my business. I can make whatever decision I want. I can be free whenever I want. I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever I want, but you're not free. And the reason that you're not free is because you still are wanting the next thing. You still need to achieve the next thing because you know you can. Because you know that if you put all your effort into it and you don't stop, you can do it. We can continue to do it. And so what I found in this journey is, yes, you do get quantum leaps when you're following your joy. Like the time when I went when I made a decision a number of years ago that I was going to go to Memphis to see Graceland because I was an avid devoted Elvis Presley fan, and the moment that I made that decision to go to Graceland, basically the very next day I was invited to speak at a hypnosis conference in the United States, and that set me on a trajectory of being an international speaker and so on. And that all came from me following my joy. It didn't come from me planning it. It didn't come from me strategizing it. It didn't plan from me trying to work out how do I become an international speaker. It all came from me following my joy. I love Elvis Presley, and no matter what, I'm going to go and visit Memphis. I'm going to go and visit Graceland. And the moment I made that decision, everything just went into this quantum leap of a whole new world of international speaking and online programs that I created and so on. And so that's what happens when you follow your joy. Things just start to collapse in themselves and opportunities become available to you. However, in 2021, I had this huge calling to have a plant medicine ceremony, otherwise known as psychedelics. And when I had this ceremony, which was run by a revered shaman who was trained by Peruvian elders through 550 unbroken lineages of masters, I entered another portal and I saw everything in a different way. So rather than being really proud of myself for all my successes and everything that I have achieved and all the fearless action that I had taken, I was suddenly presented with the fact that my ego was running the show. It absolutely blew me away and shocked me. How could it be? How could my ego be running the show? I thought that ego belonged to people like Trump. I didn't realize that a heart-centered, conscious leader who created programs from integrity could possibly be at the bequest, I don't know if that's the right word, of the ego. And yet here I was. The ego was in control of everything. It controlled the fact that it made me never stop. It made me never rest. It made me keep striving for the next thing. It made me think that there was never enough money, that I needed to make more money, and to be worthy I needed to make more money, and to be worthy I needed to have more followers. And I saw it, and I saw my soul being strangled like this. Like it couldn't breathe. I saw that the ego had this grip around me and holding me so tight that I literally could not breathe. And I saw that there was only one thing that really mattered. There was only one thing that really mattered, and we keep forgetting because we are caught in these systems which keep us captive and keep us imprisoned in this cycle of constant wanting, constant work, constant striving. And what I saw was that this constant striving was keeping us captive, because any kind of abundance that we actually wanted was always available to us. As long as we don't make it our God, it's always available to us. It's never ending and infinite as long as we're not getting in the way. And as long as we act with integrity, and as long as we know that it's not us that's running the show, but something greater than us. And so how do we step out of this constant need to be striving and doing? It was bloody hard for me. It was really, really, really hard, because I was a doer. I was an action taker. I never sat down. I never rested. And so I had to go into this big void space where it literally took me years of learning how to rest and making that be okay without feeling worthless. And so when I had that plant medicine ceremony and I discovered that what we think is love is not love. It's actually based on conditions. What we think we need to do, we don't need to do because we're worthy anyway. We don't need to achieve in order to be worthy because we are worthy. That when we do fail, that doesn't mean anything either. It's just part of the human experience, and it's all part of the human experience. And that we're here to basically experience every part of the playground that is planet Earth. And every part of the playground is actually fun and teaching us something. And when I saw that all that striving, all that wanting just to feel worthy, just to create this identity where others thought that I was worthy, was just really keeping me stuck and keeping me captive. And what I have since decided to do is that there is a way of connecting to that higher self. There is a way of getting that clarity without substances, without psychedelics, without plant medicine. And the way that I've discovered is through your breath. And that's why we have all been given this God-given gift. And so what I do now is I create substance-free, psychedelic, psychoactive online ceremonies, and I'm inviting you to come along. So the next one is this coming weekend. So it's a Saturday evening for United States, it's a Sunday morning for Australia. 2 hours of your time, that is all. You can, if you want the free ceremony, you just comment down below and I'll email it to you or send it to you. Otherwise, you can come on live and join me in connecting to your breath in such a powerful way that you will see and connect to the peace that is available for you always, no matter what's going on around you. And so the theme this month is peace within the chaos, because I recall a time in my life when this time of year was not peaceful for me. I would be caught in expectations, I would be caught in doing, I would be caught in doing so much that I would literally be getting panic attacks. And that's not what this time of year needs to be about. That is just programming that we've all had. And so if you're sick and tired of always striving, always doing, never seeming to catch up with any of it, it's time to let it go, my love. It's time to find your peace. It's time to find your center. It's time to remember that you don't need to keep striving. You don't need to keep doing. You don't need to keep wanting. It's all available to you. So join me this weekend. If you have a look down below in the comments, you'll see the link to the next ceremony. And join me. Join me for this 2-hour online ceremony where we do ecstatic dance, we do sharing. I have a very particular playlist that I have a different playlist every month, and I take you through a journey where you connect to a higher source that's higher than you. You connect to something that will give you the clarity that you need to have peace in your life, because you don't need to be stuck. You don't need to be trapped by the ego. You don't need to be imprisoned anymore by the systems that are governing us, the corrupt and evil systems that are governing us. In fact, we can break free just by connecting to the truth of who we are. That's all we need to do. That's where the light is. So come with me to the light. Any questions? Please comment below. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Always remember this though. Always, always remember to live in truth. Always live in truth. Everything else, keeps you on the wrong side of the road, my loves. See you later.